Forget about Fear the Walking Dead. I fear watching The Walking Dead. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here for the Season 6, Episode 3 review of Fear the Walking Dead. This one is called Alaska, but honestly, man, I think I would rather be trapped in the middle of nowhere in Alaska than sit and watch this show. This product has went down the drain. For the last 2 seasons, The Walking Dead has absolutely sucked. They made a huge mistake by bringing Morgan in and turning him into the main character. They essentially took Morgan from the main show, they put him into Fear, and they made him the Rick Grimes. They had the Fear the Walking Dead story pretty much revolve around Morgan. It's now become Morgan and friends, and the Madison and Clark family, they've just been put on the back burner. They've been put to the side. Most of them have been killed off, and the ones that are now left, well, here, they're not really relevant. You've got Alicia, who is doing nothing. Strand, who, you know, 1 minute he's this big bad villain, the next minute he's a gay fairy. It's like, what the hell are they doing with Strand? Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And we're now getting these like individual episodes where they dedicate pretty much the full episode to these side characters that we just do not care about. Al, probably one of the most annoying characters of all time. Her and her camera. I would love to shove that camera right up her ass. She's teamed up with Dwight. They're on a mission for Jenny. They're following a lead or whatever they're doing. Honestly, I don't know. But Al, she's got secret intentions of trying to hook up with the helicopter chick that she met in season 5. It's a real mess. But we start the episode with Morgan. He is with his little namesake, so the girl of the guy that he saved that died. Yeah, confusing, pretty much. So Morgan helped that guy in episode 1. The guy got bit, but because Morgan helped him, he managed to get back to his wife. His wife gave birth, and because his wife gave birth, and they somehow are respecting Morgan for that, they've named the daughter Morgan. It's like, what the fuck? Why not name... I think, is it a boy? I think Morgan is like a unisex name, so it can be a boy or whatever, but fuck Morgan. What did this guy do? Why, how about you name your daughter after, like, I don't know, maybe the mother of the father that is now dead? Why are we naming this, and I know it's not a big deal, but why are we naming this, like, no-name, you know, jobber, off-screen baby character after Morgan? I mean, why not give it some sort of name from a female that was in its father's family? Why not pay tribute to the father that is now dead because he risked his life trying to protect his wife and his unborn child? But no, they name it after Morgan because Morgan has to be the centre of attention. Honestly, this Morgan show is really... It's taken The Walking Dead to new lows, and I was going to say new heights, but that would kind of suggest that it's got higher. It's not getting higher, it's getting worse. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the opening of the episode. Rachel asks Morgan if he wants to hold the baby. He's like, nah, my arm's sore. And then we see him creating a new axe. So yeah, I guess since his little stick was broken, he's got a new one now. I mean, this is garbage, not really worth watching. Right, then we get into the main bulk of the episode where we have Al and Dwight. They're breaking into a funeral home, they're clearing out walkers, they're searching for equipment, and we're supposed to believe that these two have bonded and that these two are like super tight. Never seen it before, honestly. Before this episode, I wasn't even aware if these two had ever had a conversation with each other, but now we're supposed to believe that they're best of friends. I don't really get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, there's supposed to be some like really tight relationship here between Al and the guy, Dwight. Yeah, that's his name. Sorry, these characters aren't really memorable. But yeah, it feels forced, but it is what it is. They then go into this building and they come across this woman, some black woman. I don't know her name. I don't really care. She says she needs help. Her colleagues, her work colleagues are in this building. They're with another man. He doesn't really say much. He's just standing there. They're holding him at gunpoint. They go in, they check on all these people who are sick, and Al notices that they're somehow infected, and it looks like they're all going to die. So instead of helping them, she tells Dwight, here, forget about it. Let's just leave these people here, and we'll head up towards the roof. So Al, being the selfish bitch that she is, They just leave these sick people. Dwight doesn't really want to do it, but Al's like, no, I'm going to the roof because apparently she's been speaking with the helicopter chick and she wants to meet up with her on the roof. So that's her plan. You might be asking, who's the helicopter chick? Well, it was some woman that Al met in a standalone episode in season 5. It was very forgettable. So if you can't remember it, then I don't blame you. I barely remember it, but that's the story here. Al's getting to the roof to try and meet this woman. They pass some rats. They're careful not to get bitten by the rats because the rats could be carrying the infection that have made the people downstairs sick. But either way, they get to the top. They get into this bathroom. Dwight finds out that now he is infected. And Al wants to help him, but Dwight's like, no, just you go. You go on your own and I'll be here. I'll be okay. Something along those lines. So she asked the black woman who she left before. She was going to help this woman, then she just bailed out, and then she asks her to help Dwight. How's she going to help Dwight? She's already trying to look after a bunch of people that are sick. She was the one that was asking Al for help, and now Al is asking her to look after the infected Dwight, even though she was the one that was asking these two for help to look after her infected. So, and then she's like, yeah, of course. First of all, what do you mean, of course? Why would she help them after they left her? And second of all, how is she capable of helping one guy that's infected when she's not capable of helping her entire group that's infected, you know? It just made no logical sense. Al then gets to the roof and she has second thoughts. She speaks to the woman on the helicopter. She tells her not to come down. Basically, everyone's infected. And she says her goodbye, but in a cryptic manner so that she doesn't give away her, her identity. And then she's got like this case, I guess, of, I don't know, these, it was just a case. It was like, we had beer, like there was penicillin, paracetamol, all this shit. So it's like a case of supplies or something. I don't really know what it was. So she takes the supplies down and she gives it to everybody, and they all get fine. All these people that were like sick and looking like they were about to die, they all get a little bit of penicillin, they all get a paracetamol, they all get a swig of beer, and then all of a sudden they're all healthy, they're all fine. I don't really understand it. Then a voice comes on the radio, and Dwight picks up because he wants to know who this is. They think it's somebody offering help. It turns out, though, it's a woman's voice who sounds familiar, and that familiar voice is his wife, Sherry. So Dwight then, next day, he runs out the building. It's daylight, runs down an alleyway. We see some figure standing down the bottom of the alleyway. Dwight runs down. They have a big hug. She takes off her hood. It's Sherry. He's finally found his wife. They kiss. They make up. Al comes out with the black woman. They both look on, and I guess they see this little romance going on. And I guess Al sacrificed her romance with the helicopter chick, but then she managed to help Dwight survive, and that meant that Dwight was able to reunite with his wife. So therefore, maybe she feels justified. Maybe she feels she made the right choice by, sacrificing her potential happiness by helping Dwight, reunite with his wife. So that was pretty much it. So yeah, these two were trapped in this building with all these sick people. Al found some penicillin. She gave everybody penicillin. They all magically got better. And then at the end of the episode, Dwight found Sherry. They kissed, they embraced, and that was it. They shed tears of joy, and I shed tears of joy because the episode was over, and I didn't have to watch it anymore. But that's what happened, guys. That was your Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 3, Alaska. Was it great? Absolutely not. Would I recommend this show to anybody? Not a chance. Now, the show did 1.5 million viewers in the US, and it just goes to show you the downfall of this show. The original Walking Dead in its peak was getting like 15 million, and now this show is already at a 10th of that. But season 6 of The Walking Dead was doing like 15 million, and season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead is doing 1.5 million. So it just goes to show you that this spin-off has not had the success that the original show had. But even the original show, when Negan came in and you got the Saviors and then the Whisperers, with every passing season, it just gets worse. and the viewership gets worse. And it's time to end it. I think it's time to end the entire franchise. The original's gone, Fear's gone, but we've still got all these bad spin-offs that nobody really wants to see, and nobody's checking out, nobody's watching. So I don't know, guys. For me, Walking Dead has definitely outstayed its welcome. This episode was directed by Coleman Domingo, who plays Strand, if anybody cares. I don't. I personally think that's maybe another reason why The Walking Dead's went downhill. When you look at The Walking Dead at the beginning, when The Walking Dead was good, it was directed by directors, but we see now in the later seasons, in the later episodes, in the new spin-offs, they have the characters directing it. And to me, it's almost like, here, this show sucks anyway, so you may as well get your director's debut. It's almost like they're giving the characters a bit of a reason. They're giving them like some sort of purpose, reason to stay around in the shows. Being a character on these shows just isn't enough. So they're allowing the actors to actually now direct episodes. And if the show was good, they wouldn't be doing that. If these shows were good, they wouldn't be allowing the actors to direct the shows. They would be allowing the capable directors, the people with experience, the people that they trust to direct the shows. But the fact that they'll let any, D-list character just direct an episode, it kind of shows you that they've given up here, and they don't the focus isn't on delivering the best episode that they possibly can. At least that's how I feel about the entire thing. So let me know what you think down below. Also, Guinea, how's Guinea going to react to Al and Dwight being missing for a long period of time? Who cares? Guinea's fighting for the position of worst Guinea character in the Walking Dead franchise. She's up against that little girl from Dead City. Both are up there. Both are competing for the top spot. I don't know who's going to win it. We'll see, I guess, when this Guinea dies and then both Guineas are dead, and then we can compare which one was worse. But that's going to do it, guys, for this episode. In terms of a rating, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. It was just a piss-poor episode. I think a 3 is actually pretty generous. But you know what? It gave us a happy ending, and it ended Dwight's search for Sherry. And maybe it will bring Sherry in as a full-time character, and it might cheer Dwight up a little bit more. And it was beginning to get boring just seeing him running around looking after his wife. So yeah, we'll see. I think with the original Walking Dead, I think Rick found his wife far too early, but with Dwight, probably took him too long. But either way, I guess this gives us something new going forward in The Walking Dead. So yeah, Dwight and Sherry, maybe that's something to look forward to. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. A poor episode, wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, just like every other episode really. Till next time, peace.